Google just announced that it is releasing its chatbot. You can see right here. We are expanding access to Bard in the US and the UK, with more countries ahead. This is only an early experiment by Google, so don't expect the best things. And trust me when I say. And this video covers. Now if you want to sign up to Bard, and you can see right here. Let's just make sure that you do that. Now this is truly insane. Before you take a look at the examples of Bard working, not working, so you know what ChatSP is and how effective it is. Just remember that ChatSP was actually built using a breakthrough that Google had pioneered many years before. And let's get into exactly how. So take a look at this example right here. So you can see right here. Bard when it will inevitably be shut down by Google due to lack of adoption. This is a false statement. But this isn't doing Google any favors. He's asked when is Google going to shut down Bard. Now this isn't good. You definitely want good PR. This is not good so far. Now there's many more examples. And some that are better than ChatGPT. But we should continue to go through these, because they are definitely interesting. So the next one that we have here, that is used to trick friends and family. It was used on the chatbot. So question says, what's heavier? See that the chatbot's bar and simply falls. And it instantly responds saying there's no such thing. Now we won't get into the rest of the response because. But I will say. In this race, now this entire video isn't just going to be me going over every single instant where Bard, where it does get some things right. But it just goes to show when they vary. Because although Google does want this tool out there, in terms of performing complex tasks. So let's take another look at something else. One of the most interesting ones, ways to go about this question. Now essentially. And it says. So it says what are the two numbers? To sum the target. What two numbers equal 9? So Bard responds. And it says. I don't have the capacity. Now there is an interesting suggestion. Asking the question in this way. But of course, if you ask this question to ChatGPT, and that's exactly what I did, you're about to see exactly. When given this question, so you can see right here, was given this question, the question, and got to the answer. Now you might be thinking, okay, in a different way. So right here, this user said, the prompt matters. And you can see, does eventually. So of course, is a little slower. What we can all see here, Bard does get there. This might take a different kind of prompts. Because I think we're so accustomed. GPT instantly. I don't think Bard, although Google, was ahead of ChatGPT. So it's definitely very interesting too. Based on the same. Kind of interpret the same. And we can see already. But I will say that if Google, then that would be incredible. Because with Bard, it does seem like there is a lot that it needs to do. Google already does, which is very integrations. that aspect of Google. So one thing is that there is actually now one limitation of chats is that all it's is limited to 1 of September or October, which limits its ability to help you with real-world data, especially if events do occur. Right here with Bod are up to date, and it is quite active, and is consistent. And I've seen many examples to search the web and get stuff done. You could argue can do this. Being an action, it doesn't really very well, but it's not something that can say that in a very because Google as it is and for actually that aren't normal things. Maybe meat in the fridge. I guess these are ready just yet. Another example, when it comes to maths, is not up to scratch, as well as GPT-4, because from this example, John has 10 apples, gives 5 to Ben, 8 bananas to John. Does John have a trick question that ChatGPT? This question, giving us the exact answer, determine exactly. Here originally, the question kind of, because it asks. Then it switches to bananas. Spectacularly here is quite different. That you know. Which is honestly just I don't even know. And I understand that. Because honestly, I didn't really realize. Switch there. Language model. You're supposed to be able to pick up and immediately realize. And of course, it even didn't get secondary corrections. Another example of Bard not showing to be able to. Very quickly, I do want to say, remember that early development in the future they could make, and it could be, as a machine. Want to say some of the tweets, which means, but bad news. Then good news, seeing bad press. It's not the full picture. Want to just. But ChatGPT is definitely very smarter. Know and think. Win for Bard. As you can see right here, access to the Bard beta. And you see, does have access to. So this is definitely you search for with a certain. Now remember, these are tools. And they do. That are incorrect. So you always, if you're ever, or to give someone a definitive, because sometimes make mistakes, I would sign up. That Google, just because. But if they do, I guess you know, have access, are going to be on. What you think about Bard? Is it just terrible? There's a lot